Hello everybody, how are we doing? Coronation weekend and all that. Hope you've all had a good one. Weather's a bit down here today now, but it held out for 2 days, so that's lovely. Right, so Witter quilt, number 11, and I believe it's block 8. I'm just going to count behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, yeah, so we're on block 8. This is the last of the big blocks that we're going to do for this quilt. After that, we're going to do a little bit of a how do we put it together type thing, and we'll see. All right. Again, apologies for being so long in between everything. I've been a tad busy, lots of things going on, which is a really good thing, so I'm not complaining, but I do apologise to those of you that have been out there waiting. A couple of you in particular, I'm sorry. Right, so block number 8, there we go. I don't know if you can see that well enough, because I don't know why, but I've seem to have put the camera rather away from me today. Never mind. As usual, you're going to get a pattern with the sizes on and what to do, and I'll put that over in Patchwork Wittering's group on Facebook for you. Okay, so the only little bit of a difficult on this one is the centre square, but he's just 4 triangles. All right, if in doubt, make yourself a template. Go back to old-fashioned. Draw it the size it needs to be on a piece of card, cut out the size that you want to be finished at, add then your 1/4 inch. Okay, simple as. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, but being as you only need 4 little ones and 2 and 2, it's like quite a long-winded to do it in what they call the quick type ways, you know. Just go back to old-fashioned, cut yourself a template, works well. Right, okay, so what have I done on this one? I've said make templates if you need. Don't forget to add your seam allowances to my sizes. Colour placement. Now, colour placement is really important with this one, and I will show you why. Okay, so there's that one. You can see that that's got quite a definite sort of design going on to it. And then Abby, being Abby, thought, oh, it'd be nice if you just had a chunky one going right the way around. Well, it would be good if indeed I'd used fabrics that showed up. So very important lesson. What's going to work? If things are too subtle, they might look lovely and very delicate, but if you look at all the rest of mine behind me, they're really quite in your face. This is going to stand out for all the wrong reasons, really, in my mind anyway. Nothing wrong with subtle if everything is subtle. This one block is not going to work. The corners are different and the centre is different, but the middle, this should have had a nice big area around it and work really well. Well, it's not going to. All right, now I see it definitely against all of those. It's really not going to work for me, so I'm going to have to redo this one. All right, I'm going to redo it, but actually what I'll probably do is just take these corners off and make that maybe put this red in, this nice, I'll put it there to show you, put a nice sort of red on the corner, and then you're going to see a pale surround, like a big polo or something, or a donut hole, you know. So lessons learned. All right, us as designers, we very often get it wrong, believe you me, and those that say they don't, I don't believe them. We spend all of our time making all the mistakes that you might make so that actually you don't make them. We've done them for you. But a very important one there about colour. Okay, I'm quite happy to have done that. I will always find a use for this block. If I can't find a use for any what sort of gets called orphan blocks, so a block that maybe you've made as a trial or you've done a class or something and it doesn't necessarily have a home, I always pass them on to Project Linus. Certainly in Cornwall, Project Linus will take orphan blocks, quilt tops, part finished, quilted, unbound. They'll take anything and they will finish those quilts off. So that will just pop into their pile that is growing over there. Because if you're in Cornwall and you're near to me, just as a reminder, I'm a drop-off for Project Linus. So if you've got bits you want to donate, if you drop them to me here in Weybridge, I will then get them to Sally down in Falmouth, who then coordinates what happens with them. All right. So anything from a full finished quilt to even just fabric, and backing fabrics and waddings and things like that, they're always very grateful. Okay, so that's what will happen to that one if indeed I don't use it as a teaching block, because it's a very good lesson as to what to do and what not to do. All right, if you lay those, put that out of the way there, if you lay those two next to each other, you can't see it, and you can't see it next to those, so another one it will be later on. All right, so that brings us to 8 blocks, 2 of each, which, depending what you want to do with yours and how big you want to go, you've actually got enough there to put together to make a quilt if indeed you wanted to. All right, I'm actually going to carry on. I think what's in my mind, I did an original sketch out for this particular quilt. I've got a few bits of infills to do and some sashing type stuff, and I'll do that ready for the next Witter. Okay, so you know roughly what's going on, but don't feel bad if that's it, you've had enough and you're going to put it together. We've taken a long time to do this one, I am very aware, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, paid work takes preference. I have to go and do. Right, so what's coming up? Brain cell think on here. Week after next, we've got Malvern Quilt Show. I do hope to see a lot of you there. That would just be absolutely fabulous. You'll find me. I'm teaching every day. I haven't got it here. I would show you. Oh, that wasn't a very good thought, was it? It's in the van. Never mind. I'm doing crazy patchwork on little drawstring bags. Because we've only got an hour, I can only do a very small sample with you. But you'll have the pattern in there that you can then take that home and make these particular drawstrings from just one piece of fabric. And then you can crazy patch it if you want or not. Cases, you know, choice is up to you. But you can make it into any size you want and therefore something useful. We've been doing some classes here for big bags. I think I might have shown them on the last Witter, maybe the one before, not sure. We've been making big ones, and they've had a name that's grown to them, budget bags, which I quite like. Crazy patchwork is infilling everything with whatever you want, be it embroidery or bits of embellishment or fabric or whatever. I've got this thing at the minute. I mean, I'm filling all my gaps with hexagons. What the hell? But I was teaching this recently at a show and doing sort of 4 or 5 sessions a day. And by the end of the 3-4 days, they became called the budget bags. So I'm now running full day workshops for those. And what we're doing with those ones, we're making them into present bags. So if you've got somebody's birthday coming up, or as we were doing Christmas, using all last year's odds and sods Christmas fabrics, we were making nice big drawstring bags that could be reused for people's Christmas presents to go in. We thought that was really quite nice. So that's another class that I'm now teaching. If anybody wants, give me a shout and I'll explain properly and maybe book in. That'd be lovely. Yeah, so budget bags. Excuse me. Got the old tickle going on here. What else is going on? Tom, as in Black Cat Tom, who's usually sat here and doing things, he's up on he's got a little perch by the window in the bathroom, right up high. So he's up there because it's wet outside. He tends to sit there and have a little doze, but he can see out the window and see what's going on with life. Forever nosy, bless him, forever nosy. What else? So I've said Malvern, and then we've got Sandown, haven't we? There's a few other bits going on in between for me. We've got some training coming up. Paul and I are off to do, so that's going to be very exciting. I'll tell you more about that when it's done and finished and we know what we're doing, or not, as the case may be. Got a new frame coming, like a tabletop frame, here to the cupboard. That's going to be good fun. And that's going to be here. Anybody that's local, or if you're coming on holiday or anything else like that, it's going to be available for you to borrow, okay, so that you can quilt your own quilts. And that's all going to be for donations towards Macmillan cancer support. All right, I don't know, those of you that do or don't know, throughout the whole year, in the cupboard here, I collect for Macmillan, and come sort of September, when we have the coffee mornings, then everything gets put in and banked once a year. Last year we did 465 or something like that. Like to beat that this year. We're already up to about 200, I believe. So I'm hopeful that for Macmillan we'll do very well this year. Any donations anybody fancies chucking my way, that's always appreciated, be it financial or things for raffles. And if you want to buy tickets, very shortly I've got a big raffle coming up for them. I'll put them on Facebook, and if you wish to purchase some, then we'll work that out. That would be lovely. All right, support everywhere is good for that one. What else? What else? What else? What else can I tell you? Other than, yeah, it's all going nicely. Thank you very much, and we're still here. We like this. Any classes anybody wants, give me a shout. Any workshops all around the country. I'm headed up towards Scunthorpe, so up on the west coast, get it right, on up into Scotland, sort of September, October, and then coming back down the other side on the way home. So if anybody wants any classes or guest speakers or anything like that, as I'm doing my round of the country, please do shout. Yeah, so it'd be from Cornwall across to sort of Lincoln, Scunthorpe, that sort of way, on up through Edinburgh into Pitlochry. Then we'll come back down via Glasgow. Hopefully I'll be teaching at Kaleidoscope in Stirling. That'd be cool, we'll see. And then coming on down this side of the coast, all right, back to Cornwall. So do shout if I can be of help to anybody. There we are. So I'm going to say happy bank holiday, because it's bank holiday Monday now. All right, we've got another one. We've got another one at the end of the month, isn't it? Yeah, there's loads. So I'll hopefully see you all at Malvern. I'll be teaching, as I say, every day for an hour. And my stand, I'll be on Kaleidoscope books. So you'll find me helping out there with all of my patterns and all my gear as well. All right, so I look forward to seeing you all. As normal, be lovely.